Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm Agymah and this is my world. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my experience dating white women in Boston, Massachusetts. So let's get started. Okay, and before I get started on this, because I know people are going to say, Boston? Guys, I keep hearing this about Boston. Racism in Boston. Guys, we live in America. Racism is in every state, in every city. Okay, Boston is not the worst place to live. Okay, racism is everywhere. So I want to just clear that up with you, okay? And if you ever have the chance to come to my hometown, please come, because there's a lot of great white people that live here in Boston. Okay, so let's get that out the way. All right, so I'm gonna give you some stories of past relationships, okay? And I also want to let you know right away, right off the bat, I'm not one of those brothers who gotta go run out and find a white girl. No, that's not me. And to my white subscribers, hopefully I'm not saying anything to offend anyone. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just saying that I'm the type of brother that when I go out, I just go out. And if I meet somebody that I connect with, regardless of their color, I'm rolling with them. Okay? So it's not like I'm that type of black guy that's got to go out and find a white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. No, that's not me. When I go out, I'm just going out. I'm going to go out, I'm going to check out all the ladies. And whoever I vibe with, that's what the person I'm rolling with. Okay? So I want to get that out the way. Okay, so my first really long relationship, and it was kind of long. I would say maybe like a year, maybe a little bit over a year. It was back in the day when I used to date this Italian young lady, and she had blonde hair, and she had a body like a black woman. I'm telling you, this is like what caught my attention, okay? Because I was like in this club. I can't remember the club. I think it was called Cachets. And it was in Alston, Massachusetts. And so I see her, and she has this black outfit on. And she's looking kind of lonely. And she's in the corner. And I see all these guys checking her out. But guys were like intimidated by her. And yo, guys, I'm telling you, listen to me, okay? When I seen her, I was like, whoa. And she had this body like Dolly Parton. I'm sure you guys know who Dolly Parton was. Like, she was like really big at the top. I mean, like torpedoes. And she had like a body like a black woman. And so I'm like, yo, who's that? So I go over and I talk to her. And so she looks at me and she says, no, thank you. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? She says, no, thank you. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking, all right, it might be she ain't feeling me because I'm black. But I'm like, yo, okay, cool. You know, I'll check you out. I don't know, but I'm not going to come back a second time. I'm just going to ask you once. And so then I turn around, and then all of a sudden she grabs me and said, hold it. I want to explain something to you. And I was like, yeah, what is it? She goes, I'm not a very good dancer. And I said, okay, so I'm not a very good dancer. She was like, oh, yeah, stop. I said, come on, don't worry about it. So she gets on the floor and we dance and stuff. And, you know, she wasn't bad. She was just really shy, and I got her to loosen up. And she was a pretty decent dancer, and we had a good time. So I actually dated her, like I said, I think it was like a year, a little bit over a year and 4 months or something like that. And I never had any really bad experiences. Many a times I was pushing up on her because she just had this really nice body. And she would say to me, like, oh, man, you're really trying to get this, huh? I'm going to save this for my husband. And then she would say things to get me upset. She's like, oh, man, you're like desperate for. I'm like, yo, hold up. I'm not desperate for anyone. So you know what? You can save that for your husband. And stuff, right? And I was like, yo, man, let's talk another time. And I would hang up on her. And then she would call me back and say, look, you know what? Agymah, I apologize. It's like so many guys that, since high school has been trying to get in my pants. And I'm just so tired of guys trying to get into my pants and just judging me that way. You know, I want somebody that's, I'm going to save it for that right person. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But don't ever say that I'm desperate because, you know, I ain't got a problem meeting ladies, okay? And so after a while, after a couple of weeks or so, though, we was talking about doing something. And then she says to me, well, yeah, I really like you a lot. And if I'm going to lose it, I want it to be in a hotel. And I was like, cool, we got to get a hotel. And my schedule, like I was in college full time and I was working part time at night, and she was in college and she was working at night. So it was kind of hard for us to get together. And sometimes we would just meet each other at this club and just hang out and spend time together. And so, you know, we didn't have any bad experiences. Just one time I remember getting off of work kind of early, and I was on my way going home, and she called me and she says, you know, I'm in Boston. I want to see you. Okay, can we spend some time together? And she actually lived in Somerville, which is about like a couple of cities away from Boston. Okay, it's like Cambridge and then Somerville. So she wasn't that far from Boston. So she meets me over by Fenway Park. So we meet over by Fenway Park. We're hanging out and we're talking, we're kissing and this and that. So finally we go into this parking lot, this really dark parking lot, right? And we're making out and stuff. And so she's like getting really worked up. And so now she's ready. She's ready to do it right there. We're ready to do it right there in the car. And so the windows are getting all steamed up in my car. You know, I'm like a young man, my first car. We got a little small car. The windows are all steamed up. And I'm slowly... I remember seeing the video, and I was like thinking about that video. And so I reached behind her, and I popped off her bra strap. And it popped off, and everything was coming loose. And... I'm sorry, guys. This memory's all starting to come back. And so we're about to do something. Then all of a sudden, I hear some noise, and there was a peeping Tom watching us, okay? I'm like, yo, okay, cool. I see this guy. He's like, he got his dog, and he's walking his dog. And he sees our window, my car window's all steamed up. And so he's walking around watching, trying to look in the car. So I cut the car on. He walks away, and we just take off. So we never really actually got a chance to do anything because, you know, our schedule, then we kept breaking up and getting back together and breaking up and getting back together. And, but that lady was cool, man. She was a good lady. She was a really good lady. I was crazy about her. She was crazy about me. And I remember one of the last times, we had broke up a couple of times, but we still kept talking. You know, you break up for like a couple of weeks, and then you get back together. And so one night I go to this club, Cachets, and she's in there with a girlfriend of hers. She had another friend that was really bad. She was from like Chelsea, Massachusetts. And so I see them and they see me. So I'm standing up against the wall and she's looking at me and she's waiting for me to come over. I'm like, nah, man, you come over here, right? And so her friend is like, yo, what's up with y'all? Why don't y'all go talk? And so the whole time we're looking at each other. And there's two white guys standing on the side, all with their suit on, business suit on, and everything. They're looking and they're watching everything. So I'm looking, and she's looking at me like, you mean like, come on over. So after a while, I thought, cool. So I started walking towards her and her girlfriend, bad girlfriend too. So as I was about to approach her and her girlfriend, you know what happened, right? The two white guys stepped right in front of me like I wasn't there and laughing and started talking. And I was like, whoa, okay. Like, I was going to check them. I just looked at them, and then she straightened them out right. It was, yo, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Go, get out my way, get out. And she brushed the guy off that was in her face and told the other guy to get lost and pulled the girl, right? They looked at her and looked at me. I was like, yo, you might get me killed here, but like, yo, I'm like, yo. I just laughed at them. They looked at me and stuff. They was pissed off. And then her friend was like, yo, let me talk to this guy. And she goes, no, come on. I said, yeah, let her talk to the guy. It's cool. And so the guy that was trying to talk to my girl he felt stupid. I was laughing, man. I was laughing to myself. So we got on the floor and we started dancing. But because of our schedule and stuff, we weren't really spending much time together, and so we ended up going in different directions and stuff. But she was real cool, blonde Italian girl, really good person. I also remember meeting one. I believe she was Italian too, and she was from like a very wealthy family. I can't remember where. I don't know if she's from the Cape or something, and I can't remember how I met her. But this one was bad. She was bad. She was really, really bad, right? She had a nice body, a really nice body, and she had really dark brown hair that went like all the way past her behind and stuff. And I think she was like the type of person who, from what she was telling me too, she's never really known black people and stuff. And so she was like intrigued. Like she started telling me a story of how she had this house party and this black guy shows up and she's looking at him like, yo, who's this guy? And so she goes over and asks him like, yo, who are you? She goes, how do you get? She goes, oh, I'm here with my friend. She goes, well, do you know the person? He goes, no, I'm my friend and told me it was okay to come. She goes, oh, and he starts talking to her. He says, well, who are you? She goes, well, this is my house. Okay. And so she was intrigued by him. And so she never really had any experience as far as meeting black guys. And actually she went to Wellesley. And she was a very bright young lady. And we dated for a while and stuff. And we hit a couple of clubs and stuff. And it just didn't work out. That didn't work out. It's not anything that she did. I think at that point I had a big head and I had so much going on that I was just I was playing games with her and stuff. And her black friends were like, yo, just leave him alone. So I just had so many ladies going in and out of my life at the time, and I kept pushing her off. And also because she was being really aggressive. One time we was in the club, she was throwing her tongue all down my throat and all. She wasn't giving me enough time to breathe. I'm like, yo, man, chill out, man. I'm supposed to be the one aggressive. She's being aggressive. And that was kind of turning me off because she was just like, I want to kiss on, and just throwing her tongue all down my throat. I'm like, yo, man, like chill and stuff. Being all aggressive. I mean, let me take the lead. And I think that kind of turned me off about her. But she was a good person and stuff. I mean, she was a really cool, and gorgeous. I swear, gorgeous young lady. Whenever we went out, she was well dressed and stuff. As far as other white young ladies I dated, I've met a lot in clubs and stuff. I always met a lot of really cool ones in clubs, and I got nothing but good things to say. I would say basically the really nice ones and laid back ones were the ones from the suburbs. Okay, the ones from the suburbs. I don't remember ever dating anyone that was actually from the Boston, that actually live in Boston. I'm not saying there's not any good white women that like black guys in Boston, but it seemed like the ones from the suburbs were extremely friendly, or really into black men. I remember in my college days, my first college I went to, North Shore Community College, I met this young lady from Beverly, Massachusetts, and she was beautiful. She was really, really beautiful. And at the time, I was only 18 years old, and I was going to this community college out in Beverly, which is way outside of Boston. And so I'm thinking that she's never really been around blacks, and so she was just like really into me. She was just like wanted to do anything that make me happy, and she was like, yo, I want to meet your family. Can I go to Boston with you? And she was like, but yeah, I got to work. You got to get me back in time. I was going to take her, and I started thinking like, yo, I think it was something like 40 minutes drive, and I was like, okay, if I take you to Boston and you hang out and we go back to Beverly, there's going to be traffic and there's no way I'm going to be able to get you back to Beverly in time. So I kind of canceled that. And I kind of canceled a couple of dates because of her schedule and my schedule. And then we ended up drifting off. But she was beautiful. I never really got a chance to see. I would see her at school. Sometimes I would see her at school. And then she would see me, and then she would think I'm playing games and stuff. And I was like, whoa, so we just drifted off. And then one day I go into financial aid. Because when I was like 18 years old, I was studying to be, I was studying aviation science, studying to be a pilot at the school out in Beverly. And so, I was trying to stay focused on that too. I was trying to be like, yo, I want to do well in this. And so only time I would see her walking around on campus. And so one day I'm in financial aid, and I see this brother that was in my class. And he's like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, yo, what's up? He goes, yeah, I hadn't seen you in a while. I said, I know. He said, yeah, I'm married now. I said, oh, yeah, really? Oh, congratulations. And then all of a sudden, his wife peeks her head inside the doorway. And it was the white girl that I was talking to, the one that I was really into. And I'm like, damn, she looked at me. He looked at me. I'm like, yeah, man, I was just talking to you about like, what, 6 months ago or something, 5 months ago. And now you're married to somebody else? I mean, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. And I was like, damn, she was in a rush to get married to somebody. I don't know what that was all about. I'm glad it wasn't me. And but she was bad. And the fact that she got married so quickly, I really don't know what that was all about. But I'm glad I didn't do it because I was like 18 and a half and stuff at the time. That's way too early because I did get married at 21, which was dumb, but 18 and a half is really dumb. Yeah, there were like a lot of other white women there. Oh yeah. So there was this other one I met one time. I can't remember where I met her at. And this one was like she could be a supermodel. All right. She made Brooke Shields look like nothing. I mean nothing. So she used to work at this restaurant. She was a waitress in Harvard Square. And so I go pick her up. And I said, like, what do you want to do? She was like, whatever you want to do. And so I take her to this, I take her to Boston because I think she also lived in Somerville. And I took her to this festival, Puerto Rican festival in the south end of Boston. And so we go, we hang out, we listen to music, we're having a great time. We're, buying, soda and stuff like that. And just enjoying ourselves at the Puerto Rican festival. And my friends all coming up like, yo, man, who's that white chick you with, man? And I'm like, yo, man, this is a friend I just met. And so then finally, so she was real happy with that. She was like, yo, I had a good time. So we go back to my projects and stuff. And so we're walking and we're, messing around with each other. And she's playing with me, I'm playing with her. And then all of a sudden, as I started get ready to go in my building, bunch of black women that I grew up with was like standing out there in front, and they're all looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? Giving me dirty looks and stuff. And then she looks at them, I look at them like, yeah, what's up? They was like, yeah, what's up? And gave me a look like, oh yeah, you coming up here with white girls and stuff. And I'm just like, yo, what's up? How y'all doing? And they just give me looks. I really didn't have a whole lot of problems and stuff. I had some good experiences. I also had experience one time, almost one of those jungle fever experience. The experience with Flip, and he's dating this Italian girl, and he's messing around with her in the car, and he's playing with her, and then all of a sudden somebody calls the police and saying it's a black guy raping a white woman. The cops comes and they're like grabbing him and roughing him up. I almost had that same exact experience. I had met this really, really, really nice white girl, and so we went to go see the movie Jungle Fever. And she kept telling me, oh, well, she kept explaining to me, well, I'm not like that. I'm educated. I'm not poor white trash. I said, yo, listen, that was just a movie. I don't consider you to be anything like that. And so while we were talking, we started kissing. I had her lean up against the car. She was laying back and I was on top of her. Then all of a sudden, I think it was like the BU police came around the corner and started flashing lights and stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Here goes my jungle fever moment. But they just looked, and then she looked, and then they just pulled off and stuff. But yeah. that's my experiences with white women. Nothing really bad and stuff that I can say that happened to me. Okay, and I just wanted to share these experiences with you guys. And I hope you guys like this video. And if you do, please give me a thumbs up, make a comment, tell me about your experiences. And again, guys, don't listen to what people say to you about Boston. Boston is a great city. I love my city. Had my love and hate experience with Boston, but it's my hometown and I love it. So please, guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you or chatting with you again. Take care. Peace. Agymah's World.